I'm certainly not a NIMBY, and residents across Bromsgrove and the villages, they're not NIMBYs either. They just feel that fundamentally the government's approach is wrong. Since last July, when Labour was elected, in Bromsgrove and the villages, we've seen our housing target increase by a staggering 85%, whilst it's decreased in nearby Birmingham by over 30% without any justification. And, you know, the government will talk about, and Rachel has tried to defend the government's position, but you've even got contradictions at the top of government. You've got Steve Reed, the new housing secretary, saying build, baby, build. Yet last year, in July, he opposed 230 new homes in his constituency. The government's got its approach on. What it needs to do is focus on building houses in areas where there's infrastructure. They need to deliver infrastructure first. We're already seeing pressures in Worcestershire whereby the new Reform administration at the County Council appear to be pulling the plug on a new school in Worcestershire. So it's really about protecting green open spaces, building houses in areas where infrastructure is already there and where infrastructure can be delivered. And there's also a really important point about the quality of housing too.
Okay.
People are sceptics because the quality of housing has been far too inferior for far too long.
Well,
of course people want to live in Bromsgrove and villages because it is a great place to live. But one of the dilemmas that we face is with the government imposing top-down targets, all that does, in my view, is favour the mass house builders. And, you know, no disrespect to them, but frankly, the mass house builders are responsible in this country for a large culture of NIMBYism. There is resistance because they build identikit properties that look the same everywhere, that don't respect local heritage. And of course, it means that local councils, whilst they've got to deliver a plan, they're in a bind because if they don't deliver a plan, then an area is more susceptible to speculative
first of all,
housing.
I want to get...
Look, affordable housing matters. Housing of all kinds matter. This is about giving people a stake in society. Clearly, we do have to build houses in the right locations, but we've got
to... But not in Bromsgrove.
No, I'm not saying that. We've got to support infrastructure first. Richard Parker in Birmingham needs to get on with unlocking the 140 hectares of land that's available there. But also, there's something around ensuring that people are able to get that foot on the property ladder in terms of deposit accrual and things like that. Because something that regularly comes up when I talk to constituents is that many people are confident they'd be able to afford a mortgage, but it's how do they accrue that deposit? That's why I'm really pleased that last week at Conservative Conference we announced stamp duty abolition and the £5,000 first job guarantee for young people to help them divert national insurance into a deposit pot.
This polarising